Liners are 11 years apart. The Russian Volkov is taller by 3 inches at 6'7". That frame will also give him a 3-inch reach advantage over the Brazilian legend. For the main event introductions, we hand it over to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Our 3 judges scoring this contest in octagon side are Ben Cartledge, Andy Roberts, and Paul Sutherland. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon, Mark Goddard. And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the sold-out O2 Arena in London, England. It's time! 5 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 29 wins, 6 losses. He stands 6 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 246 pounds. Fighting out of Moscow, Russia, presenting the number 8 ranked heavyweight contender in the world, Alexander Drago Volkov. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 23 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 249 pounds. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, by way of Porto Alegre, Brazil, presenting the former UFC heavyweight champion and the number 3 ranked UFC heavyweight contender in the world, Fabricio Werdum.
Okay, gentlemen, you understand the rules of fighting and you're listed at all times. Keep yourself protected. When I say stop, you stop. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Let's do this.
Main event time now. So the octagon in the very best of hands with Mark Goddard. There is the former champion, and there is the rising Russian star, Alexander Volkov. He never smiles that much in the hotel, Dan. He needs the octagon to be his happy place. There he comes.
Call on the Travis Brown sidekick. Look at this. Immediate level change. Takedown defense from Volkov. Oh, beautiful.
Successful with that first takedown attempt is the former champion.
Immediately we're in Werdum's world. Nullifies the reach advantage straight away by putting Volkov on his back.
Everyone's the same height when they're lying down, Dan. As that can open a position that we've been wax lyrical about. Trying to open up the guard, a very uncomfortable technique.
Not quite as effective when you've got someone as tall as that, though. And what's interesting here is a lot of the time when Werdum comes out, he's a little bit playful. He allows the fight to breathe a little bit, to read his opponent and see what's available to him. He came out, he went straight in for that takedown.
Well, Volkov is a self-confessed slow starter, and these guys have history. They used to be training partners. Volkov was invited down to King's MMA to behave like Travis Brown when Werdum was fighting Travis.
So he's probably seen that jumping sidekick a few times.
I reckon so, maybe.
Good work by Volkov, standing over his opponent, throwing some big shots down.
No messing around here by Werdum. He's getting to work early in this opening round. Werdum, a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a black belt in Judo as well. I don't think I've got time left in the round to tell you how much he's won in terms of his grappling credentials.
Good work here. Just not engaging in the guard enough to really be in any danger. But you've got to think, if you've got that grappling pedigree of Fabricio Werdum, you're comfortable at putting yourself at arm's reach a little bit, because you know the escapes, you know your ways out. This is his world here. And although Volkov is a great grappler as well, he's got a few submissions on his record, he doesn't compare to Werdum. No. Volkov really needs this in the kickboxing range to employ his advantage.
But Werdum is usually happy in those kickboxing ranges as well. That last fight against Tibura, that had a combined 282 significant strikes. That's a record for a UFC heavyweight fight.
Quite incredible, really.
Werdum doesn't care where the fight goes. He can finish you anywhere. And he's making it super uncomfortable for that long frame of Volkov.
Pull your hand over.
It's quite incredible to see a fighter that's been contending for so long, that's been active at the top level for so long, that's still motivated to get back to the world title, that's still driven to compete at this top level, and to put himself in the gym every day, through training camps, dealing with these younger, dangerous fighters that bring all new problems to the table.
That tripod sweep, he used it to get back. Nicely done there by Volkov. He now comes forward. Werdum taking a bit of a shelling.
Look at this. Volkov's coming on strong.
He's trying to make up for that lost time, Dan.
You have to wonder a little bit whether Werdum's playing possum, trying to get him to burn himself out, or possibly even get him to overcommit so he can look for another takedown.
Nice work there by Volkov. They tumble down to the canvas, but Volkov bails.
Werdum trying to stand inside the striking range, throws a jumping knee. Look at this.
Still so very creative is Werdum.
One thing that we have seen in Werdum's game in recent years is how sometimes he will fake as if he's taken a shot and fall to the floor to try and get people to chase after him.
That was a brilliant inside trip off of that single by Werdum. So well calculated, very, very technical. Looking to slide some punches through the inside of Volkov's guard.
Look how much longer the body is.
I was just looking at that thinking, wow.
Quite crazy.
Werdum's at full stretch.
And at the position.
He's trying to pop the head off of Volkov from that position, like a bottle top. Stop. Round one in the books.
Why did you stop? Why did you stop? Why did you stop? Breathe. Breathe, slow. Let's work our hands. Let's put them against the cage. Let's do what we do.
So no messing around in that first round. Werdum straight in on the single leg. Volkov did a good job of maintaining his balance, but Werdum was able to strip the pace away and then gets to a top position where he sits in the guard, standing over his opponent, landing some good shots. Volkov did a good job of controlling that ankle and scrambling back to the feet, and then he unleashed a barrage of punches in which one of those uppercuts got through and caused some swelling to the right eye of Fabricio Werdum, which they were dealing with in the corner.
The unauthorized reproduction or distribution of this copyright work is illegal and punishable under law.
Stand back, stand back, stand back, stand back, stand back. Hold, hold, hold. Ready guys, round two. Let's go.
Round number two. A possible 5 from here in the O2 Arena. Werdum in the black, Volkov in the chalk. Volkov found himself on his back for a long period of that first round. But then he came back very strong, as we can see by the damage to the right eye of the former champion.
Difficult to size up a fighter like this when you know they've got a really broad selection of strikes that they can throw at you. A lot of experience on the side of Volkov. Lots of kickboxing, lots and lots of stoppages. 29 wins, 19 of them by knockout. I wonder if Werdum's going to try and bait him to push forward with some strikes so he can level change.
They're talking to one another. Very playful out there.
There it is.
But that's a mistake by Volkov.
Look at that good takedown defense there from Volkov. If he can continue defending these takedowns and force this into a striking fight, it very much evens the playing field, in my opinion.
Do you think this is a really good, shrewd tactic by Werdum to talk to Volkov as well and to play games with him?
Well, it's a reminder of that veteranship that Werdum's got. It reminds Volkov that he's the younger man in there. He's the boy, and Werdum's the man. And if he can maintain that atmosphere in that octagon, then Werdum will dominate. But Volkov, he's slowly finding his confidence here. He's been able to defend a couple of takedowns now, which means that now he knows that he can force Werdum to stand and trade with him, which really does even out the playing field. We know Werdum's an excellent striker, but with the added advantage of being 6'7" and younger, and knowing that you've got a former champion in front of you that you can make a name off, that's going to spur Volkov on.
And we're talking about the former champion and things that he's a #2 ranked as well. So he's a recent former champion. He's still very much there in the running. It is a massive opportunity for Volkov. Pardon me, #3.
Nice shot left from Volkov. He looks to me a little tentative, like he's expecting the level change from Werdum, and he wants to be ready to defend it. He's also got his mouth open, and I think that some of those grappling exchanges may have taken a little bit out of his gas tank. Werdum in on a single leg again, drives through, beautiful work. Circles to the top position to establish a half guard. Very nice.
3 of 5 takedowns for Werdum in this contest.
Good work recovering the guard.
Werdum's going to have to reach his punches over to try and find the head of Volkov. He's trying to shorten that spine as well, Dan, to try and take a few inches back with that can opener. Because of course, as a grappler, you tend to sit back on your hips as well to stay out of danger, right, Dan? And when you have Volkov so far away, it's almost encouraging you to lean forward, but that's when you're in more danger from a submission off of someone's back.
Yeah, exactly. Now, with Werdum reaching forward with his hands, somebody who was very slick off their back would be able to isolate one of those arms and kick their hips out and start to attack. Whereas Werdum in the top position here in the guard, his submission game is very much limited, so what he can do is he can work that can opener, he can continue to apply pressure, and he can land shots to do damage, as we've seen there with the elbow that landed, that opened up that cut.
So with that can opener, you're trying to open the guard up so that you can advance your position, correct?
Yes, I mean, if you're Werdum in this circumstance and you know you've got this amazing selection of submissions that you can use, the only way you can put that into practice is if you can break the guard open and get past it in some way. Now, even in this position, he can threaten ankle locks and stuff, but in a closed guard, he's limited as to what he can do when it comes to fight finishing moves. It's all about ground and pound. Now we can see him working to a much more dominant position. Looking to isolate a Kimura.
Oh, very nice there. He gets the grip. 20 seconds left.
I wonder if he'll try and crank it one time when he hears the final 10 seconds.
There he goes. Right on cue. Keeping that grip. Stop. That's the end of the round. A different looking Volkov there. Got a bit of decoration on his head.
You have to get him to sit down for the cut, man.
Don't be cruel, Dan.
Drink the water. You have to go down.
You gotta keep your levels down.
Breathe, breathe.
You haven't touched him with your power.
Here we go, you see Werdum closing in on that single leg and driving over. Does a good job of controlling that knee and circling over to the top to get the position. Really nice elbow from the top as well there, right up in the hairline, which is not necessarily a fight-ending cut, but it does cause a lot of blood and is very influential on judges' scorecards.
Fabricio Werdum showing signs of wear and tear, but so too is Alexander Volkov as Werdum launches himself like a rocket across the octagon.
These guys are having a lot of fun. It must be strange for some people viewing that have never stepped in there and fought themselves, but you know, you can develop a good relationship with someone, a training partner, a sparring partner, and have common ground with them and want to see them succeed, apart from when they're across the octagon facing you, and then you've just got to put it on them. So even though there's a lot of laughing and some games going on, and Werdum trying to get inside his head, look at this! Oh, now there's some damage under Verdum's eye. Beautiful sweep, look at that!
Incredible work there. This is such high-level stuff. Looking to pass around the body, very nice. Looking for the back. Just how high the hips of Volkov.
Really impressed with Volkov being able to stick to his game plan, knowing where he's in danger. Now we're seeing some bleeding from the eye of Werdum, really from the cheekbone. Unfortunately, it happens to be around the same eye that he was caught in the first round, so we've got swelling above the eye now, as well as swelling on the cheekbone.
That looks like it's totally close, and that's a takedown there by Volkov, but is Werdum asking him to move down to the ground. Just pulling up a stat down. We've had a lot of takedowns, or 3 takedowns from Werdum. He's been successful 50% of the time. Typically he has a 24% takedown accuracy. Something that he's going after a lot though in this fight.
Yeah.
Not very consistent with his history.
He's holding the hand, he's holding the hand. Listen, stand up. Look at that. He's holding the wrist in your hand, not the glove. Listen to me, wrist and the hand, let's go. Fight.
I've seen Mark Goddard take out 2 heavyweights for a second there. The one thing that concerns me about that swelling that we're seeing on Werdum's face is that it reminds me of the Yair Rodriguez-Frankie Edgar fight, where the swelling caused the fight to be ended at the end of the second round because there was no visibility through that swelling for Yair Rodriguez. Now, a veteran like Werdum must know that there's a risk of this fight being stopped if that does swell shut. I wonder if that brings any kind of urgency to his game as that vision just starts to close down. Well,
a veteran like Alexander Volkov will also recognise that he has only got one eye looking back at him, and he will be targeting the right side of Fabricio Werdum.
Nice body kick there. I'm expecting a level change, a single leg from Werdum. As soon as he sees Volkov step heavy on that lead leg, I'm expecting another level change.
A completely different strategy this time from Werdum, isn't it, Dan? I mean, we called that fight with Marcin Tybura.
It's actually surprising that we don't see him chase the takedown and the submission more than he does, because, well, I mean, we know he's such a prolific grappler, but he's had such success with his striking in recent years that he seems to have gravitated towards that more than anything and allowed his submission game to be the foundation that keeps people afraid of him on the floor. Look at, again, he goes for a takedown, but he then looks to this sweep. He's going to roll underneath. Beautiful work. Look at that.
That's some high-level jiu-jitsu right there.
Now he's isolating the arm. Look at this. Oh, Volkov's wise to it. Escaped that elbow at the last moment. Werdum calls him into his guard, but Volkov's not going to play that game, surely.
The only time that Werdum has chased that kind of takedown to strangulation was against Walt Harris, where he had no time to really game plan. He did that super quick.
And there was definitely, a vulnerability in Walt Harris's game. We know he's a big power puncher and he's a huge individual as well. But Werdum had the technical advantage in that fight and decided to exploit it. But what we're seeing from Volkov here is the amount of experience and skill that he has, that he brings into this heavyweight division. And you've got to think heavyweights around the world that are watching, that are ranked in the top 10, are looking at Volkov now and seeing someone that's going to be a mainstay in this division long after a fighter like Werdum has retired.
Here comes Volkov marching forward, a martial artist since he was just 9 years of age.
He was still taller than me at 9 years of age, John. Now the pace has slowed here. Volkov is still very cautious, showing a lot of respect to the former champion.
Last few seconds.
See, but Werdum wants this fight on the floor, I really feel. Let's see what the cutman does with that swelling.
Breathe. Breathe, breathe. You got 2 more rounds. You got 2 more rounds. Here's a little water in your hands. Breathe. He's okay. We lost this round. You let him stay on the top too much. Try and stay firm. Let's train. You've got good legs. Work your jab. Work your jab. Work your jab.
So let's take a look at this. A much better round for Volkov, in my opinion. Stinging with the jab and then follows up with a nice combination. Werdum was really trying to get in on the legs, but the jab of Volkov is like a joust. It's so long,
yeah,
and he's able to sting it right to the jab, even if it doesn't land with power. It's an excellent range finder for the right hand.
We are all set for round number 4 in this heavyweight battle between Werdum and Volkov. Number 3 versus number 8.
Even when Werdum looks to step in and try and come over the top with the right hand, just Volkov sticking that jab out, stifles the movement, stops him in his tracks.
The Met Police might be on the phone to the UFC, recruiting the battering ram of Alexander Volkov for a couple of morning raids. Oh, and again, 1-2, lovely work there by Volkov.
Look at this, looks to roll underneath and take the back again. Beautiful work, but Volkov is wise to it. He knows what Werdum's trying to do. Whether he can stop him or not is a different question.
What's that technique called? Is that kissing the dragon, Dan? Is that no?
I'm not sure, John.
Okay, I'm going to get called out for that if that's wrong. But it's a very crafty technique in which he takes the back.
Now this is a different circumstance where you've got Volkov sitting in the guard of Werdum with that long reach. You have to wonder whether he can punch Werdum without Werdum being able to stop him. Nice,
huge shots there by Volkov. Finds power from his knees. Calls Werdum back, vertical.
I think Werdum's going in for his last big trade. Oh, look at this!
It's got him stumbling. Volkov puts out the lights of the former champion. He extends his win streak to 6. What an amazing ending to the fight by Alexander Volkov.
It was almost like Werdum knew that it was his last opportunity, his last chance to throw some shots. He threw everything that he had, but Volkov was just outside of his range, was able to sting him with some clean shots and send Werdum, the former heavyweight champion, crashing to the canvas. It was a gallant effort from both of them, but a changing of the guard has happened tonight. Let's take a look at this. So Volkov in the guard, punches down, lands 2 clean right hands, and then gets back to his feet. It calls Werdum up, and then as soon as they were back to the feet, there was a trade in which Volkov clearly came off the better, landed a nice uppercut, dropped him to the floor and landed one more big shot to switch the lights off. Really impressive performance. Ladies and gentlemen, the heavyweight division is on notice. Alexander Volkov is on the rise, and you will be seeing him again in the very near future.
What a performance by Volkov. The first punch on the way down got those credits rolling, and then it was game over. The Russian will surely climb the rankings ladder from where he currently sits. He becomes a true contender for the world heavyweight title. Classy there in victory as well, going over, giving the us to Werdum. Let's send it inside to Bruce Buffer and make this all official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 38 seconds of round number 4. Declaring the winner by knockout, Alexander Drago Volkov.
And that was, ladies and gentlemen, Alexander Volkov. You have made a statement here tonight in the heavyweight division. That must mean a lot to you to get a win over a champion like Werdum.
Ты смог сегодня сделать настоящее заявление своей победой. Хочешь ли ты драться за чемпионство дальше? Скажи о своих планах.
Hello, London. Thank you for your support here today. Of course, it was a great win. A big respect to my opponent, Fabrizio Werdum. He's a great guy, a legend of our sport. But I'm coming right now. I'm waiting for the title shot. Maybe it will be next fight, who knows? I will wait for this, and I'm here for this.
So talk me through your approach to this fight. You were a training partner of Werdum, you knew him very well, so you must have had a good idea of what you needed to do to win tonight.
Скажи мне, ты, когда ты готовился вместе с Фабрисио и подходя к этому бою, ты знал какие-то вещи, когда вы тренировались вместе, оно тебе помогло?
Yes, of course, it's helped me a little bit, but for sure, I know that his jiu-jitsu is very good, and I work a lot about defense from jiu-jitsu, from his submission, waiting, he will tire, and just waiting for my moment, and our plan worked. So we just defend, and then attack. It's work.
Now, obviously, you were ranked number 8 before this fight. That's going to change after this fight. You'll be climbing up the rankings. Is there anybody in the heavyweight division that you would like to see across the octagon next time?
Теперь, очевидно, когда ты подвинулся вверх, ты хочешь назвать имя, кого ты хочешь увидеть в следующем своем бою против тебя?
Doesn't matter who it will be. I want that it will be a title shot. Maybe it can be, maybe Miocic, who knows? But I'm here for the belt.
Well, it was a great performance. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your main event winner, Alexander Drago Volkov.
That post-fight interview was brought to you by EA Sports UFC 3. Become the GOAT in the best UFC game ever made. EA Sports UFC 3 on sale now for a limited time on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. What a fantastic performance it was by Volkov. He